Why do people like Marvel heroes over the DC heroes? By Joel Kobish. Before we get into it too much, I want to start talking about some of the heroes. I'm going to start with the DC heroes. The first DC hero I'm going to talk about is Superman. Superman is also known as Clark Kent or the Man of Steel. And for all intents and purposes, he's immortal. There's nothing that can kill him other than kryptonite from his home planet. Superman draws all of his powers that he can use from the radiation that emanates from our sun and our solar system. These powers include, but are not limited to, laser vision, super speed, super strength, flight, X-ray vision, any number of different abilities that he uses to defeat his foes. Because he only has one weakness, kryptonite, this leaves people to feel that Superman is overpowered. The next superhero I'm going to talk about is Batman. Batman's actual name is Bruce Wayne, and he is a vigilante hero, more like an anti-hero, according to the beginning comics and the new Christopher Nolan films. Batman uses gadgets rather than superpowers to subdue or defeat his enemies. In order to get these gadgets, he uses his money, as Bruce Wayne uses this almost endless supply of money to buy and get whatever he needs. Very much like Tony Stark on the Marvel side. Because he really has no superpowers, he is very mortal, and that therefore his weakness is the fact that he can die very easily. The last DC hero I'm going to talk about is the Green Lantern. The Green Lantern, in the most recent movie that came out, is name is Hal Jordan. So therefore, we're going to use Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is, for all intents and purposes, just a regular guy. There's nothing really special about him except for his daredevilness and his strong will. And it's because of this that he was selected to join an intergalactic peacekeeping corps called the Green Lantern Corps. In doing so, he was rewarded with what is called a Ring of Power. And this Ring of Power is what gives him the abilities he has. However, the strength of that power is based on the user's will and strength of imagination. The weaker the will, or the weaker the imagination, the weaker the powers. I'm going to move over to the Marvel heroes, and I'm going to start with Iron Man, whose actual name is Tony Stark. This Tony Stark and Iron Man are very much like Bruce Wayne and Batman, in that he doesn't really have any special powers, except for the fact that he has an unending supply of money. And it's this money that supplies him with the gadgets, basically the Iron Man suit, that he uses to defeat those who basically get in his way. The fact that, just like Batman, the fact that he doesn't really have any superpowers of any kind means that his weakness is basically the fact that he is very much mortal. Outside of these suits that he creates, he is just a human being that can die just like you or me. The last Marvel superhero I'm going to talk about is the Hulk. Now, the Hulk is not really a person as much as a transformation of Bruce Banner. That happened in a laboratory accident where Bruce Banner was bombarded with large amounts of gamma radiation. Because of this bombardment, anytime Bruce Banner is threatened or gets too angry, he transforms into what we call the Hulk. Now, the Hulk is pretty much like Superman in that he really has no weakness. Superman has kryptonite, but Hulk really has nothing except for somebody somehow calming him down. The angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes. So, with that said, those two are very similar. However, the fact that the Hulk only has super strength and regenerative abilities makes him a little better in the hero department. He's not overpowering as much. So why are the Marvel heroes more likable than the DC heroes? Well, it's pretty obvious if you've watched any of the new Marvel movies that have come out. Most of the new Marvel movies are more based in reality and current events. For example, the Iron Man movie, the first Iron Man movie in 2008 that came out, it was based around the Afghanistan and Iraq war and terrorism, which is something that almost everybody can relate to, and therefore is something that people can really understand. I believe this is why the DC Batman trilogy by the Nolan brothers was so popular, is because it was much more realistic and believable. The other problem is that most of the DC heroes are way overpowered. For example, Superman has only one known weakness, kryptonite, but yet can do pretty much anything he wants. The Hulk on the Marvel side is thought pretty much to be immortal or undefeatable, but like I said, he's limited to just super strength. Now, granted, he can do a lot with that super strength, but Superman's got more abilities than Hulk could ever dream of. And because of this, that's why I believe that most people see the DC side as being way overpowering.